Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, March 23rd. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So let me get this room set up real quick, then we'll get started with our session for today. All right, cool. That looks good. That's good. Solid. All right, a couple other things here. And then we should be good to go. All right, let's go. Let me send out this link real quick to you guys here in the premium, then you guys can join the room real quick. So got that going right there. All right, cool. All right, cool. I'm gonna start letting people into the room. We got a few more minutes for people to join in. As people join into the room, I'm going to set up the liquidity areas real quick. Let's get everything good and going. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity on the top side. Looks like Powell kind of made price drop earlier. He was speaking about an hour ago. But as you guys can see right here, there's a ton of liquidity sitting on the top side. So I do expect price to probably be bullish today, but we'll see when the market does open. So good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, March 23rd. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. So I'm just going to mark up this liquidity real quick, and then we'll get started with our analysis once everyone has joined the room. All right, so for the most part, I think that's it. Yeah, other than that, let's see who's here. All right, cool. So morning, Stephen, morning, Kenny, morning, Peter, morning, John, morning, David, morning, Maria, morning, Surin, morning, Mauricio, morning, Marlon, morning, Solo, morning, Rashida, morning, Patricia, morning, David, morning, Lisa, morning, Matt, morning, Jez, morning, Dell, morning, Jay, morning, Professor, morning, Tommy, morning, Jessica, morning, everybody. So hopefully you guys had a great trading week so far. I had a pretty good week overall, good month overall. So I'm hoping it continues to push along. I know the market's been kind of choppy and indecisive like for the past month or so, but we've still been able to lock in, some pretty solid profit. Morning, committee. Let me just set this up real quick. I'm going to do the liquidity over here, and then we'll start with our analysis. It is 6:25 right now, so we got about 5 minutes till market open. It's going to knock out all of these liquidity areas real quick so it doesn't take too long. And then I will also mark up a news price from when Powell was speaking earlier today, which shouldn't take too long either. So it's all set up right here. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to spot that there's a ton of liquidity here on the top side, since obviously market has not really moved at all aside from this downwards push over here. So let me go over here real quick. We'll take a look at retail sentiment. So looking at retail sentiment, it is currently 59% short, indicating that we should be looking for long positions. Same with this over here, 59% short. Over here at the fundamentals, it's currently 160 points in the red. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to stay below there on open. Refreshing CNBC indexes over here, currently pre-market. The Dow is down 159 points, S&P is down 22 points, NASDAQ's down 100 points. Oil is currently up 4.35 points, and the 10-year bond is down 2.35%. Not really anything crazy here, aside from the war talk. Also with Powell speaking this morning. So just same thing going on with the news. Same with the war talk. It's like nothing's getting better. War's still getting worse. And we'll see where that goes from here as we progress through the rest of the year. Anyways, back to what we were looking at earlier. Retail sentiment is currently 59% short, but the fundamentals are also bearish. So we need to confirm that these two align for a bullish bias before we start looking for some buys. Also here on the technical side, you can see that price is for the most part bearish as well, but yeah, I do definitely see it swing to the upside. One last thing to look at over here is going to be news price. So news price over here, news price over here happened at 5 o'clock, I believe. So I'm just going to mark up news price at 5 o'clock this morning, so you guys can see where the drop happened as soon as Powell started speaking. So Powell started speaking right here at 5, and you can see that price kind of faked out to the top side, consolidated a bit, and then it dropped all the way down. I do see price probably coming back up on open, but we'll see what happens when market actually opens up here in the next 2 minutes. Let's see. All right, cool. 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab my phone real quick. All right, cool. I'm back. So morning, Barack, morning, Rain, morning, Rami, morning, Andreas, morning, everybody. So it is 6:29 right now. Market's going to open in about a minute. Looking over here at the 1 minute chart, you can see price breaking liquidity below here. I'm just going to go ahead and take this off. Basically, when the market opens in the next minute or so, we're looking for a possible strong red candle in order to identify the breakout. However, I'm probably not really looking for any one-sided thing right now. I got to wait for some sort of confirmation, but just for the breakout purposes, for Steven's purpose here for the breakout, he's basically looking for a strong red candle before he enters his daily trade here. So for the breakout strategy, basically we're looking for a strong red candle. Not yet, but when the market does open. So morning, Jason, morning, everybody. All right, guys, market's going to open shortly in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Market is now open. So let's see what happens here. We're basically looking for either a strong red candle or a strong green candle with a buy signal. Right here, we don't have a buy signal, so momentum isn't indicating us to take a buy. However, you can see price may bounce off this sessions right here, which is the New York sessions from yesterday, the New York low. So you can see price bouncing directly off it. But yeah, I mean, at this specific moment, we're looking for a strong red candle in order to take the breakout. So let me just refresh this real quick. Fundamentals are currently still down 160 points. Retail sentiment is still 59% short. So I'm technically waiting for it to shift to the upside. I want to look for some buys here because there's a lot of liquidity on the top side. Plus, retail sentiment is currently short. So I'm looking for the fundamentals here to shift to the upside. Overall, I'm looking for a buy. Short term, looking for a sell because the fundamentals are currently very bearish. However, refreshing this right here. Yeah, for the most part, the fundamentals are bearish, but retail sentiment is also short. So I'm probably looking for it to swing to the upside. But if we find a strong red candle here, I'll just mark it up as a breakout. I probably won't enter it for the full move. I mean, I'll probably take a quick little push, but nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. So right here, currently, we still don't have that strong red candle. 6:31, so we need to get that strong red candle within the next 4 minutes or so, or we can get a strong green candle with a buy signal. That will indicate a buy for the breakout. So right here, if this closes as a strong red candle, this will be the breakout, Steven. So this is your breakout right here. I do think it's a bit risky because the retail sentiment is very short. So like right here, it's currently down 59%. So overall, I don't want to be looking for some sells, but short term, you can possibly look for some sells here. For example, fundamentals are still down like almost 200 points. So this would technically be your breakout right here, Stephen. I do think it's a bit risky because overall, I'm looking for a buy. Also, all this liquidity over here on the top side. I'm indicating, I'm starting to anticipate like a long-term bullish push. However, if you want to go for a smaller or, half profit here, Stephen, you can probably try for it. But if you're in this position now, I do recommend moving your stop loss in profit as it continues to move lower. So something to, keep in mind right there. What I'll be looking for right here is if price ends up breaking, closing past this low right here, then it might push down a little lower. And then maybe I'll be tempted to catch it for a little speculative push for maybe 100 pips or so. But until then, I'm going to wait for it to actually push below. Because I don't think it's going to be a very strong push to the downside. I don't think it's going to be a smooth push because it's conflicting with the retail sentiment, which is going to be my first confluence here. That right there. All right, so price is pushing up right here. This is exactly why, I was a bit hesitant to take a trade because it's just really indecisive. Because the thing is, price can just range around this area, and then overall, it can shift to the upside. I'm looking for it to possibly shift up. Like it's fine if it hits TP on the breakout, but I'm looking for it to shift up and then confirm the bullish bias. So, yeah, I'm not in this breakout right now. I'm trying to see if I see any patterns here. More specifically, a high-low. If I see a high low come out here, okay, so right here, price did break and close below that line. So I'm going to try to take this maybe for a little push. Let me see if I can get into here. But I'm not really looking to hold it for, a really long-term push. Let's see if I could get in for a little 100 pips there. See where I'm at. But this is all speculative. It's not one that I would really recommend taking. So it's really up to you guys if you guys want to take it or not. But I do think it'll probably push maybe to halfway to TP or somewhere like that. It might be halfway already. Let's see, where is it currently at? See price range. So half TP is right there. I did take it for 100 pip push. So I made about 1,000 off that. So let's say I made 1,010 off my main account. As I mentioned, guys, this is a risky trade. This is why I'm not telling you guys it's an official trade because I'm still looking for buys here. This is just a short-term push. Steven, if you took this trade, you already had your half TP mark. So you probably would have hit your goal for the day already. So if you're happy with your profits, move your stop loss in profit or just pull out. It's really up to you what you want to do with it. But I did take it for a little speculative push right there. I don't know if it's going to hit full TP. That's why, this might swing back up before it reaches full TP. And I'm trying to give you guys as much warning as possible because I don't want you guys to enter a trade and then all of a sudden it starts to reverse on you. It could hit full TP, but a sell here is kind of, it's counterintuitive with my overall bias for the day. And you can see right there, market's kind of fucking around. I mean, you kind of see it got down to the bottom and then it swung up. So, nice. Steven's done, made his profit. He said he made a little more than half TP. Great work, Steven. So you should be up pretty heavy in profit for the day so far. If you guys want to be careful, like Steven, I always mark up these breakouts, but I always tell Steven to move your stop loss in profit. As price continues to move lower and lower. So for example, right here, price got really close to full TP, but there's no saying whether it's going to swing all the way back up or it's going to hit its full TP mark. Because this is just a risky area to trade. Price has been dropping for so long, it's a bit overextended. Obviously, you can see here. So I'm not really looking to get caught in this fake out where it gets really close to TP and then it swings up. So if you guys are in this position, I do recommend that you guys move your stop loss in profit. It was a risky position overall, and it's still risky right now. So one of two things will happen. Price will either spike down and hit TP, or it's going to fully reverse on you. Right, two scenarios right here. I already made my profit off that, so I'm all right. But overall, I do think this is a bit risky to be holding on to. I mean, like yesterday's breakout was a lot nicer because it was going with our bias, but today the bias is not really, it's not really going fully with the bias, because yesterday we were looking for buys with regard to retail sentiment and fundamentals. Here we're looking for sells for fundamentals, but we're looking for buys for retail sentiment. So the overall bias does not align with what we're looking for. That's why I'm a bit risky, but this is why I feel it's a bit risky, because if you're just following fundamentals, and yeah, you'll take sells, but you don't want to be caught in that because this is already way overextended. So looking at news price right here at 5 o'clock, price is way overextended here for a sell for about 1,200 pips almost. So let me just take a screenshot of my profits real quick, and then we'll move along. We'll see if this actually hits. If it hits, great. If it doesn't, hopefully you guys move your stop loss and profit. So there you go, full TP out right there off the breakout. So, big congrats to whoever caught it. Steven, I know you caught partial of it. I don't know who caught the whole thing, but if you did, great work. I only caught it for a partial move, 100 pips down here, when I confirmed that it broke below that low, broke and closed below the low. So I just locked in profit right here. That's all I locked in. And I will send you guys a screenshot of my profits here. I started to try out this new funding company as well. It's called TTF. I don't recommend anyone do it yet, or TFF. I don't know what it's called. I tried it out, talking, with the guys here in K2, but I'm going to see how it is. If it's good, then I will refer it to you guys. But currently right now, the only one that I can really refer or that I can recommend is going to be FTMO. MFF's number 2, but FTMO is still number 1. So you guys are going to start to see more profit on my post. I have another funded account, or not funded account, but hopefully soon to be funded account with my challenge on TT or TFF, whatever it's called. So, mostly now you guys have seen lately, I'm not really, I still teach you guys during the mentoring sessions, but I'm not really here to teach as much anymore. I'm more so here to focus on my own accounts and trading, but I'm here to help you guys during the mentoring session. I'm here to help you guys, but I don't do, you guys are pretty aware that I don't do one-on-one mentoring sessions anymore, because I make most of my profit from, actual trading. It's less work, less stress. So let me screenshot this real quick. All right, so we're still looking for entries here. I'm possibly looking for it to swing back up and give us a nice. All right, so my first day on TFF, or this new funded, or not funded, but challenge, did pretty good. So let me post my profits here. I'm going to add another 200K to my MFF soon as well. I don't know, I haven't maxed it out yet. I should have maxed it out by now, but it's all good. Man, I got so much profit to send in now. All right, so let me clean this up real quick. So we're done with this right here. We'll see if we can find any entries. Obviously right now we're still looking for sells, but overall I'm looking for it to swing back to the upside. So definitely thanks, Kip. Yeah, Kip TFF, that's what it's called. Okay, so thanks, Kip, for basically influencing me to start another account with another funding company, but I'll test it out and see how it goes. So here's my my main account. I made 1,010. Here's my copier. I made 1,290. Here's my MFF. I made 1,120. My other MFF, 1,120 as well. And then my new account, you can see it's brand new. TFF, new account, 200K. I made 1,360 off this. So as you can see, if you guys get pretty good at just taking at least 1 or 2 good trades a day, your profits add up across all the accounts. It's not that difficult. So here we go. As price starts to dump right here. I'm looking for a retracement, so I'm not going to enter any trade just yet. I'm looking for price to retrace to the upside and then possibly drop, or I'm looking for it to make a complete reversal. back to possibly, the sessions right there. So we'll see. Don't chase the sell though. I don't recommend anyone chase a sell. I see so many people get burnt chasing, these trades that you shouldn't be tracing. So all I can say is, be smart about it and don't chase these waterfalls here. I see so many people chase these waterfalls and they get burnt so bad and just sucks. All right, let me see over here real quick if there's any other news this morning. All right, we have news at 7:30, crude oil inventories. We have news at 7, so 7 and 7:30, new home sales, and then crude oil inventories as well, 7:30. So usually new home sales don't affect the market that heavily. It's a light impact news, but lately it's been affecting the market pretty heavy. So I'd be kind of careful if you guys are looking to trade around that. So I'm going to mark it up as a red line. Same with this over here. I'm going to mark up news at 7, new home sales, and then we got news again here at 7:30, which is crude oil inventories, which I do anticipate to be bullish because the war in Ukraine is still going on, so inventories are low, indicating that oil is selling for higher price. Exactly. Dejan said, don't go chasing waterfalls. Definitely. All right. So price is starting to swing up right here. This is why I don't recommend chasing these little waterfalls here, because if you chase this, you're probably gonna get stopped out because at some point it's gonna have to push up. And now if you chase that, you would have been in some massive drawdown now, almost 500 pips. So don't chase these drops, guys. Wait for the retracement and then catch it as it continues to drop lower. I see too many people get caught in these, they get FOMO. They try to chase the trade and they end up getting, burnt. Chasing a trade that's not even there. So, all right. Other than that, let me scroll up real quick. Nice. So Ram is actually using TFF, Patricia too. Madhu's asking when you enter for 100 pips speculative trade, what stop loss do you use? I usually use about 300 pips. I mean, depends on the trade. If it's a big trade where it's like overextended, like for example, yesterday, it was like a really big push and I was entering kind of late. Or no, yesterday. Yeah, actually. So yesterday when it was a bigger push, I went for like 300 pips and then I kind of extended it a little bit just to give some cushion, but generally it's around 300 pips. So I basically just go off like the parameters for any of the other 1 minute trades that are negative risk to reward, because it's a high probability of it hitting. So I usually just, I do 100, 300 for the speculative trades because I just want some cushion there. The spread right now is currently like 110, I believe. Yeah, it's currently 110. So, you got to cover the spread. You can't do 100, 100. You got to do like 200 to 300 or 300 to 100 if you want that extra cushion in between. So, all right, Steven, nice work. Other than that, let's see other things here. There's no entries available right now. Price is currently pushing down to the London low right here. What might happen when price reaches this point is price may be bouncing from here. Or it might break below. If it breaks and closes below, then it might continue dropping and this bearish bias will confirm. If it doesn't, price might just bounce right off this red line right here, which is the London low from yesterday. All right, so I'm gonna just give a little update here. And there you go, huge wick off that. Price is rejecting directly off the London low right there. And we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, for today, still no official trades. I mean, technically that breakout could have been considered an official trade because it did fit the requirements, but I'm not going to count it. Obviously, I'm not going to count something that I don't recommend you guys trade until it's like an official trade where I'm like, all right, we're going to take this trade. We already planned for it. And I do think it's a good trade. Then we'll count it. But that trade from this morning is not going to be counted. Just an FYI, so that you guys don't get confused with, what's official and what's not official. Because I don't want you guys, that's the last thing I want for you guys to do is for you guys to get confused. about what is what's an official entry and what isn't, because I'm trying to be like as transparent with you guys as possible. Anyways, back to the profits over here. There's no entries available. I'm still looking at the chart, so don't freak out. Don't think that I'm not looking at the chart. I'm still looking for entries here. There just isn't anything for us to take at the moment. Price is at a manipulative price point where it's currently at the session. So at this point, price will either bounce off or it's going to break below. I don't want to be 50-50 with the trade. I want to be like 70-30, 80-20, 90-10. I want to have high confidence in the trade. The problem with you entering the trade here for a seller or buy is that price will do one of two things. It's either going to come back for a retest or it can break below it. So you're basically tossing, a coin here, because you can enter a buy here and you might get really lucky. You might enter a sell here and you might get really lucky as well. I don't want to get lucky. I want to be right. So I'm going to wait for this to confirm, what's going to happen after this. And then from there, I will, I'll take a trade if I see anything. So other than that, Nick said that speculative breakout is an official trade at this point. LOL. Been hitting that every day for the past 3 weeks. Yeah, I know the breakout has been hitting almost every time. Yeah, and Kip's kind of right here. Kip said maybe it's time to take the breakout again, but lower TP to 250 when it's risky. Keep it at 500 when it's with our bias. Yeah, no, that could be good. So I'll take that into consideration. Maybe we'll start using that for these breakouts when things do line up and when things don't. Gallo's asking, what are your settings for the K2 trend meter? They're set to the same as chart. It's been the same way for all of the scalping timeframes. Kip said, I'm sick of waiting. I'm sick of watching Steven take all the profits. I know, right? Where's Steven at? Steven left. Yeah, John said breakout seems to work without bias. Yeah, that's why the strategy here doesn't require a bias. It's just, it depends on how, right here, if you want to confirm the bias, this wasn't an original requirement. We just entered this because we wanted to confirm, only the best entries, but it does work without it. For the longest time, we've been doing the breakout without any bias because we're looking for that initial push within the first 5 minutes. So yeah, I agree with you, John, definitely. But I do find it to be risky. Kip said, happy for Steven, of course, but jealous. But you don't even blow the horns for him anymore. I know I got to get those horns back up, Kip. Tomorrow, I got to remember tomorrow. All right, guys. So price is currently getting close to news right here. Thanks, Maddie, for confirming. We got news right here at 7. It's 6:49 right now. So news is going to happen in about 9 minutes. What you want to anticipate here is for price to either come back for a retest or continue pushing to the upside. With news coming up in the next couple minutes or so, I'm expecting market to be, or I'm expecting the new home sales to be negative. But I mean, we'll see. Even if the news is negative, that doesn't necessarily mean price is going to continue dropping, right? You can actually do the opposite. But we will be waiting for news here at 7 o'clock. Going back to the profits today, so Rashida over here sent in her profits, locked in 436. So nice work right there, Rashida. Going over here, let me scroll up real quick, scroll down. Andreas over here locked in a total of 403. So nice work right there, Andreas. Melzan over here locked in a total of 1,945. So a lot of you guys here did take the breakout, or you guys took partial like I did. So great work right there. Slava over here as well, locked in 3,280. Great work, Slava. We got Rami over here locked in a total of 415. Nice work, Rami. Of course, my profits locked in 1,000 across all my accounts. So not bad for, one speculative trade this morning. Kenny over here as well. Kenny just sent in his profits, locked in a total of 1,852. Great work, Kenny. Angela over here as well. Angela likes to trade GJ. So she traded GJ last night, locked in a total of 1,000 overall. So great work right there, Angela. Nick over here as well, locked in a total of 477. Nice work, Nick. Caught that speculative sell with me earlier. And then we got Maddie over here, total of 933 off of this account. So nice work right there, Maddie. Other than that, let's see, Charles over here as well, locked in a total of 145. Nice work, Charles. And then we got Valentine over here, locked in a total of 10,357. Amazing work right there. Valentine, looks like you traded DAX during the London session. You come back here on the live, trade US30 with us, lock in some pretty nice profits. So 10K overall for Valentine today. Great work, guys. You guys are killing it. I do see some messages here. If you guys sent me some messages over during Asia or London session, I haven't looked at any messages yet. I will get back to you after this live session. So, all right, guys, you can see price is starting to make a U shape. It's starting to swing all the way back up. This is why I recommend that you guys don't get caught in these fake outs right here, right? Because a lot of people get caught in these fake outs where they think price is going to continue dropping, or they think price is going to push up, and then they get caught on the opposite side. This is why you want to be very careful, and you want to wait for some sort of confirmation before you enter any trades in general. So it's starting to swing to the upside. I don't know if it's going to create a range right here. It might. So what might happen is price might just range within this area. I'll wait for this candle to close, and then I'll put another high right here. So see when this closes. It's closed right there. And we'll see if price starts to range within this area or if it continues to push up higher. My guess is that it's going to range. And then once it gets a news price right here or close to it, it's either going to spike to the upside or it's going to spike to the downside. And this is why you guys don't want to trade during news. You also don't want to trade anywhere near the sessions because you'll get caught in a lot of fake outs, right? Price is now currently ranging between this London low and this current high right here. So that's where the range is going. News is going to come up in 7 minutes. So I don't recommend anyone enter any trades at the moment. Just, wait for some sort of confirmation before you take anything, because price is likely to break out in one way or the other. Yeah, no, Kip said Fed Powell was supposed to speak earlier, but price dropped when he was supposed to be live. So awkward. Did he even go live? I don't even know if he went live today. Maybe that's why price dropped. People are mad that he didn't talk today. Let me see if there was any update here. I didn't even check if he actually talked today. I know he was supposed to talk at 5:30, but I don't see anything here specifically. Oh, gotcha. Okay. So maybe it was a scheduled event, or maybe it was behind closed doors where it wasn't really open for the public. So I've seen that sometimes, and the minutes will come out like the next day. Yeah. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, he was supposed to talk like a couple hours ago. I'm not sure if he actually spoke, but yeah, it was all virtual. Yeah, I couldn't find a video either. Try to look on YouTube. All right, guys. So price is currently pushing over here. It created a new high. It's not very high of a push though. It's just a small little push upside. So I'll make a small adjustment here. Not really anything at that point. So there's a V3 here on the 5 minute that Charles mentioned. Let me mark it up real quick. I wouldn't recommend taking it, guys, because there's news coming up shortly. But yes, Charles is correct. There is a V3 buy over here on the 5 minute. Maybe it'll be okay like after the news, but I wouldn't take it right now. News is going to come in about 5 minutes. So last thing you want to do is get caught in this trade right here, and then price ends up, spiking one way or the other. I do expect price to be negative or news to be negative. So we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, Maddie, correct. There is news coming up shortly. So I wouldn't mess with it. I'll follow it and we'll see where it goes, but I'm obviously not going to enter it because the news is going to come up right here in 5 minutes. Last thing I want to do is enter a trade. All of a sudden, price starts going the opposite way because the news was negative. The reason why I think news is going to be negative here is because I'm not really expecting much of new home sales. The market kind of slowed down a bit. I mean, it's still going, but it's not going as crazy as it was before. There's more homes on the inventory, which from what I've seen from my personal research. So I do expect this to be, let's see. They're actually anticipating it to be positive. So we'll see. Last month it was 801,000. They're projecting it to be 809,000, but we'll see when the market does show in the next 4 minutes or so. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if you predict it to be bullish or bearish, market's still going to move, you know, whatever way it wants to push. Doesn't usually go in the direction of news anyways. It can do the complete opposite. All right, so let's see what happens here. Price isn't really doing much. I mean, it's slowly pushing to the upside, but it's just coming right back down right here. Oh, nice. So Peter said, I mean, CNBC pretty much posted exactly what I kind of anticipated. Said mortgage rates are surging faster than expected, prompting economists to lower their home sales forecasts. Yeah, because the thing is that the interest rates for mortgages are going up. So obviously people aren't going to be able to buy houses if the rates are too high, or they're not going to want to buy houses. So that's another reason why I expect it to be bearish or negative. We'll see, and we'll see what plays around. It's just like common sense type stuff that you just kind of think of, you know, you kind of put 2 and 2 together. All right, news is coming up in about 3 minutes. This is fine. If price continues to push to the upside, that's great. Price might push up to opening price right here. And when price gets to that point, it'll do one of two things. It'll either bounce off here or it'll continue pushing to the upside. But then if price continues to push to the upside, we have another sessions right here. And then another area of, I mean, when you push up right here, there's a lot of areas of manipulation. There's news price from when Powell is supposed to speak. There's sessions. There's opening price. There's just a lot of mess up here. So we'll see if, you know, maybe we can catch something. If not, we might have to wait for price to push past the news price over here. And, you know, obviously go from there. So here we go, the retracement. This is fine. It was the initial push. So we had price push above, price retracing down, and then possible push to the upside. This is okay if this plays out right here, because either way, if price established this as a high, we might have a triple confluence that could be coming up right over here. So we do have that sell signal, which is perfect, exactly what I wanted. Let's see if price pushes to the upside. We might get a triple confluence, we might get a variation down here. However, news is coming up in the next minute, so wouldn't be looking to enter any trades right now anyways. See if it creates a range right here. All right, news is coming up in about 30 seconds. So just be patient, guys. You know, I try to warn you guys as much as possible. Be patient. Don't chase these sells. Don't chase these buys. Wait for some sort of confirmation and some sort of entry to present itself. That's really what you guys are looking for here. You're looking for price to confirm the direction, and then you want to take trades that actually come up using either a K2 strategy or any of the strategies that you apply. So once we have that bias, you can start looking for trades in whatever direction that you guys, you know, decide to trade in. All right, so news is right here. Price is kind of bouncing around. Let me check the news real quick, refresh this. And it was, let's see, no update yet. Yeah, let's see. It was negative. So it was exactly what I anticipated. So it was really negative, actually. They were anticipating it to be 809K. It's actually 772K. So this is really negative. It's exactly what we anticipated. So, and we'll see how that affects the market. I'll mark up news price once this candle closes, but there's no surprise here. I was already expecting it to be negative. So doesn't mean that price needs to drop. Price might do the opposite. And then because everyone's expecting it to be negative, because we already all anticipated it to be negative, they can manipulate price and just push it to the upside. So this is why you don't want to mess around when there's news, because you get burnt pretty easily if you trade based off the news. And there you go. Prices are doing the opposite. Yeah, no, exactly. Aaron said no inventory. Well, inventory and the rates are up too, I think, right, Aaron? I mean, it seems like everyone's kind of struggling with in the mortgage loan biz right now. All right, so there goes. Price starts to push to the upside. Price is just ranging right now, though. So what we're looking for here now is we're looking for price to either break to the upside. I mean, overall, I'm looking for upside push because my my bias overall is bullish for the day. So this is what I'm looking for: break, retest, confirm to the push, the upside, and I'll probably look for some type of entries along the way. Yeah, no, definitely, Aaron. So yeah, people are getting phased out because rates are up. All cash taking everything. I know, it's crazy. Just when people thought the market was going to get better. I mean, the market isn't bad. It's just if you don't have the cash, it's gonna be hard to get. It's gonna be hard to get finance. Madhu's asking, would you take a triple confluence buy if it comes up here? Yeah, probably I would if it closes above here, because we do have this established. This is what I'm looking for right here. So price did push above here. The pattern where I'm confirming the bullish bias could actually play out right here as well. We'll see how this candle here closes, because we did have price pull back below. It came up right here. It's possibly going to retest right here off this red candle. If it doesn't, then price might continue dropping. But yeah, if we do get a triple confluence here, then I would probably take it. But I mean, it doesn't look like we're getting anytime soon because price did just break below here. So the thing is, if price ends up closing above here, and then we go for a triple confluence, realistically, it's not going to be that big of a push. It's going to be a little 100 pips right there. So even if it closed above here, we could probably catch it a little bit because it'll probably push up, test the opening price. But when it does that, we still have a lot of space here to catch, that 100 pip push. So yes, if I do see a triple confluence, I possibly will take it. I'll let you guys know, but for the most part, I probably would take it if it does come up in the next little while or so. So as you can see, price is literally just bouncing around the news price right here. So price kind of faked out a little bit over here. It anticipated a bullish push, came back down, and now it's literally just going sideways. Where news price is. Unfortunately, if we get this buy signal here, this is not going to be a triple confluence. Or we might get a further range. So even if we do get a buy signal there, price might just come back down. And then again right here, back up. So we'll see where this goes. All right, so looking over here, Dell sent in some profits, locked in a total of 920 for the day. Said he's done. Nice work, Dell. Maddie over here as well. Here's Maddie's main account, locked in a total of 3,861. Nice work, Maddie. Can you send me a video here? Biden's poll numbers should spark reversal in some policies. Okay, so they're doing a little article on, or a little newscast on Biden right now. Thanks, Kenny, for sharing that. Yeah, they're just reporting on Biden, so, and we'll see if his numbers go down. I mean, I don't think it's gonna make a huge difference because whenever Biden speaks, the price usually goes down as well. But thanks, Kenny, for sending that to us. I'll check on that a little later to see if there's any updates, but I think that should be fine. Anyways, David over here as well. He took the speculative trade, made 80 bucks off it, or 100 bucks actually. So nice work right there, David. Off that trade earlier this morning, he took a buy right here because he caught the bounce off the sessions, and then he made it a quick 100 bucks. So nice work right there, David. Back to the charts over here. There's nothing really going on. Price is still ranging within this area. I wouldn't be surprised if price comes right back down after establishing this high right here, which is a common pattern that tends to repeat itself. So let's see if price breaks above here. This is technically, if it closes above, this would technically be a high-low entry, but it's not one that I would take. I would take it if it's a triple confluence, but not necessarily for a high-low. It's also too close. It's like right at the line. So we can see right here where it closes. And Kenny just sent in his profits as well. Kenny locked in a total of 2,507. So nice work right there, Kenny. All right, so price didn't even close above it. So there's no high-low entry here. We just have to adjust this high a little bit. This would technically be a V3. Looking over here to the 5 minute, the V3 5 minute right here is still running in profit currently. If I get any V3 or anything to the upside on the lower time frames, I'll probably hop into it because this 5 minute here is still running. So with this 5 minute over here running, this would technically be another confluence to confirm that a bullish push needs to continue pushing because it hasn't finished its move here on the 5 minute. So if I see any type of buy entry on the 3 minute, 1 minute, or whatever I can come across over here, then I'll probably hop into it. I'm not just going to hop into a buy just because the 5 minute is running. I'm looking for an actual entry off of any of these other time frames here, any of the lower time frames, because what could happen is price might just retrace back down slightly and then it can continue its push, right? You don't want to get in on the drawdown. You want to get in on the pullback and then possible push to the upside further for it to finish its move right here. Yeah, Maddie said price might be going back to open. Yeah, and I agree. I could see going back to open. So I'm looking for any possible retracement here. Kim said Maddie's been talking to Rick. That's Rick's favorite thing. Going to back to opening price, which I do see coming. We're just gonna wait for this retracement here. And then as it retraces, we can probably possibly catch it for maybe a variation. This triple confluence isn't going to come up because this buy signal already came up here. So we're looking for either a variation, maybe even a pivot scalp. But for all of those entries, we still need to have a retracement signal come up. So we don't have a retracement signal yet. Once we get that, we can maybe catch it as it continues to, push up higher. It's 7:09 right now, so we still have a lot of time in this session. There's no need to rush. It's all about patience and waiting for this. Nice. Kip said, all right, I'm gonna bounce early because I gotta take bone marrow in the OR early this morning. Aloha, definitely Kip. So we'll see you tomorrow, or actually I'll see you later on in the group. Kip the doctor, he's the K2 doctor over here. We gotta get Kip in-house. Said bone marrow tastes bomb. I mean, it tastes bomb when it's not human bone marrow. Kip's handling human bone marrow. Yeah, I know, but normal bone marrow does taste good though. Yeah. All right, so back to the charts over here. We don't really have much going on. It's pretty much just volatility died down a bit, but we're looking for this retracement. So this is exactly why I was saying not to enter don't enter just yet, because you're looking for the retracement here. Price is retracing. If we get a V3, V2, V whatever, then price will continue to the upside. We'll have some space right here before it gets to this opening price, so I think it'll be fine. Kenny said that could be a new TV show. Anton said risky rate. People know. All right, so we got the low here getting established. Let's see what happens when this candle closes. It looks like it's going to close, but I think it might continue dropping lower. So it's establishing a low right there. One of two things will happen. Price will either drop lower and it'll continue dropping past the low, or it's going to range within this area. So price is either going to range, or it's going to come back lower, or it's going to push above. There's three different scenarios here. And this is when I don't take a trade. You want to take trades when you have two scenarios, not three. So one of three things can happen. Price can either drop low, create a new low, you can push above, create a new high, or it can continue pushing sideways in a range. You don't want to trade when there's three scenarios. If you have two scenarios, better. Two scenarios plus a bias, even better, because you'll have more confluences and confidence with the trade. So whenever you guys look at an entry, always look at worst possible case scenario and best case scenario. Right here, there's Possible V2 right here, like Charles said. I think it's too close though, no? I mean, yeah, there's a possible V. No, I wouldn't have taken that one. Well, for the V2, you also need to have pending momentum. So I don't think we have a pending momentum here now. Yeah, you would need a pending momentum in the direction of the trade. So, I mean, if you were applying it without the pending momentum, yeah, technically this could be a V2, but we would need the retracement signal in order to get it. Yeah, Maddie said too small and wick on top. I agree. So, I mean, you can see how risky it is. It got really close to TP and it came right back down. Also, we don't have the pending momentum, so I wouldn't have taken it to begin with. Let's see, Anton said 15-minute V3. Damn, there's a lot of V3s coming up right now, huh? So let me go take a look at that real quick. Yeah, there's actually a 15 at V3 that's coming up right here. I mean, I wouldn't take it because it's such a big move, but I mean, technically there is one that's running. The only problem is that it's going to hit opening price before it gets to that TP right there. So not necessarily one that I would want to play around with. Another possible V3 again right here, but again, there's no pending momentum in that direction. You know, the thing that kind of sucks lately is that because price has been so choppy, there hasn't really been much pending momentum in the direction overall. So let me just draw a couple lows right here. I'm just going to mark this up so that you guys can see here on the clean chart basically where price currently is. So like looking at this on the clean chart right here, you can see that price kind of dipped down and then now it's swinging back up, possibly pushing up to opening price. So let's see, still no entries here. I mean, technically this would be a high low. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This would technically be a high low entry. It's not a triple confluence, but it is a high low. There. If anyone wants to enter, I think it's going to be a bit risky, but if anyone wants to enter it, I think there's going to be technically an entry right there for high low using this strategy right here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or actually, I don't know if this will be a high low because 1, 2, 3. It's only 5. It's only 5 candles right there. And this thing pushed up pretty heavy right here. It shot up to opening price. See if it continues pushing up higher. I took it for a little push. I just caught it for a little because I saw price pushing above here, but then I saw opening price. I caught it for like 50 pips, which is like nothing. But yeah, this was a high low right there for you guys. It literally went straight to TP. So I just got it for a little push, nothing crazy. Got it for like 570 profit. And probably could have been more if I just let it run. But the problem is that it's right at the sessions right here. I mean, not the sessions, the opening price. The problem with opening price right here is that this is a highly manipulated area. From this point right here, price will either bounce off it or it'll continue pushing up. So nice catch for the high low if anyone caught it. Yeah, went straight to full TP. It literally came up super quick. I did catch it for a partial profit too. So I'll just put this in the chat real quick for you guys who caught it. It's just a high low scalp. Nothing crazy. It's just 100 pips. Trying to find, and we haven't done this in Yeah, I'm taking a high-low entry in a long time. I'll post my profits real quick too. So it kind of takes me longer to post my profits now because I have so many accounts, but I'll take it real quick. So I mean, I probably could have locked in a lot more, but it's all good. All right, let me screenshot this real quick. And there we go. As price starts to bounce around the opening price. Exactly. Rick said, where did price end up going? Went to Rick's jackpot right there. Opening price. And that's the only reason I was kind of inclined to take it, because I knew it was going to reach the opening price. The only difference was that, or the only problem was that it was getting close to opening price. Well, no, the reason why I took it was because it was going towards opening price, but the reason why I was kind of hesitant to hold on to the trade to full TP is because it was at opening price. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of different confluences you guys can use. You guys can use different strategies applying on different time frames. You can use just basic analysis when we're looking for price to go to a certain area. Whatever you guys can use to help out with your confidence. You guys should use whatever you guys have at your disposal. So, all right, price is now pushing back up. Let me send you guys my profits real quick. I mean, obviously they're partial profits, but still part of that specific entry there. Okay, so as you can see right here, my main account locked in 570, total 1,500 off this account. This one over here, my copier locked in 1,310. My MFF made 100 off this account. My other MFF made 100 off this account as well. So total of 1,220 on both accounts. And then my new account, the TFF, I locked in 170 off this one. So a total of 1,530 off this account. It's pretty much spread across all my accounts here. So great, great work, guys. For, whoever decided to catch it. And the 5-minute did hit full TP. So here's the other confluence, right? The reason why I was willing to take this high-low scalp right here was because if you guys remembered earlier, I mentioned the 5-minute V3 was running, and I said if we see any buy entries, I'm okay to take it because this needs to finish its move, which it did. So this finished its move. This helped out with our confluence here, and then I think I forgot who mentioned the 15-minute earlier. This right here as well was another confluence too. So a lot of confluences right there. With regard to the buy earlier, it just depends on how many confluences and how many confirmations you have, because that will just improve your confidence with the trade that you decide to take. Anyways. Other than that, let me see this real quick. I just saw your message, Rick. Rick said, should have given everyone my TFF affiliate link a month ago. Would have made more money than trading. Right. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just trying out TFF. So I can't really confirm whether TFF is going to be around for a long time, because it seems like they've made it really easy. So the problem is, because what happened like before, if you guys remember Funding Talent, when Funding Talent was around, a lot of us here in K2 did Funding Talent, and everyone got funded in one day because we were doing so well. And it got to a point where Funding Talent couldn't even pay people out because it was crazy. Like, they weren't expecting people to do so well. If people start doing really well at TFF, because I could already assume that they're not very well established yet, they might go under. So what I do recommend is that once you get funded on TFF, make sure to get your payouts every month. Don't leave any money in the account, because if your account gets suspended or whatever, you're not going to get that money. So just keep that in mind, because it already happened to us before with funding talent. And that's why I never recommended funding talent to anybody. I only recommend companies that I know are established and are legit and won't go under. So MFF is like, it's getting there. It's getting to that point. But TFF, I don't know how sustainable this company will be, especially if we all start moving over there and we start making too much profit, because a lot of these companies make money off of signups, right? So, or off challenges. So we'll see. I mean, I'll stick with one account for TFF until, the payouts become consistent and I can see how long they last for. And then from there, maybe I'll start adding other accounts. So let me see if there's anything else over here. So there's no entries available right now, guys. If I see anything here, then obviously I'll let you guys know, but there's nothing available right now. Price is just ranging within this area. Professor said, I'm glad you're focusing on trading versus teaching in this room. Further, I'm glad you are taking trades even when they are not official. It is very inspiring to see what you can do when you scale your accounts up and focus on solid trades versus taking a lot of trades, quality over quantity. Definitely, Professor. And I'm glad that you're starting to see that. A lot of people get mad that I don't take like a lot of trades during the live, because I don't take bad trades, right? So the trades that I take, and I do tell you, even the speculative ones, they almost always play out. I haven't lost a trade all month. So, I mean, if you guys have seen, if you guys look at my win percentage on like some of my accounts, they're like almost 100%, because I don't lose that much. I barely lose. But yeah, let me see if I can pull up my overall here. This month has been great. It's been like a choppy month for us, but for me, it's been great. I haven't lost any trades this whole month. So looks nice. I just looked at all my accounts right now on Social Trader Tools. Because it does add up all of your profits here. So, it's all about consistency. A lot of people don't like consistency. They just want to take risky trades and random trades. But if you guys are consistent, you guys can easily add up. So like, let's see if I take a screenshot here. And then you guys will see that that I now have another account on the list as well. So you guys can see right here, day, week, month, pretty much no losses this whole time. So if you add this up, this is pretty good for a month. I know a lot of people didn't do so well in March, but we did pretty good here. If you guys just stuck to the trades that that I took during the live, because I haven't had any losses this whole month. So you guys can see the numbers right there. Numbers don't lie. Literally solid all across. Maybe I'll make it on the leaderboard this month on FTMO. I probably won't, because people still make like 20K like solidly. I spread them across my account. That's why I don't really have the bigger profits, but my profits are consistent. So I don't really care how much profit I make, as long as I'm consistent and I stay, at that point, then great. All right, anything else over here? Let's see. Scroll up real quick. Nick said, I remember funding talent. That's the only challenge I ever passed and they screwed him over. Super annoying. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, I do see that they're paying out. Like Patricia said, they're good right now and paying so far. So yeah, they're good and they're paying right now, but that was the same thing with FTMO, right? Not FTMO, with funding talent. Funding talent was good in the beginning. They paid out, and then a couple months later, they just stopped paying out, right? So they could be good right now. Any company could be good right now, but their sustainability is questionable unless they've actually been around for X amount of time. So guys, I know a lot of you guys are getting all excited because you guys want to do TFF, but if you guys haven't even passed FTMO, then it's, just because you're doing a different funding company doesn't mean you're gonna pass TFF. So if you guys need to focus on actual trading, then trying out a new funding company. So if you guys have not passed FTMO, I do recommend you max out your FTMO first, then MFF, then TFF. Because the thing is, you're doing a company like TFF, you don't know if this company is going to last long term, just like FTM, just like Funding Talent did. So other than that, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, Peter said right now, the FTMO leaderboard, the #1 spot guy has a 200K account with 135K in profit. Yeah, that leaderboard is pretty crazy. A lot of people on there make like a lot. Like I think I make decent, but the people on there make a lot, like way more than me, which it's all good. I mean, it just keeps competition up, right? Yeah, Brock said pass FTMO first. Yeah, no, I agree 100%. See, we have a V3 here coming up. So I'm not going to take this V3 yet, Charles. I'm going to wait for it to confirm. So like right here, we have a V3 that's possibly coming up, like Charles mentioned. However, we would need a, so if you guys remember, whenever we get the bias, I never take the first entry, right? Like price pushes up, I never take the first entry. I let this hit and then I'll take the next one. So this one right here is a V3, but it's not one that I plan on taking because I want one to at least hit first to confirm that the direction is actually going to the upside, right? Because this can easily just shift back down to here and test news price. And there's also news coming up in 2 minutes. So another red flag right there. Thanks, Peter, for confirming that. So a lot of red flags right here. Stop loss is too tight. So here's a couple of red flags. Reason why I wouldn't take this V3 right here. I know there's a V3, but there's a lot of reasons why I wouldn't take it. For one, it's too close to opening price. For two, there's news coming up in 2 minutes. Three, this is the first V3 that's come up after the bullish, shift in bias over here. So I would want this to hit. And then after this hits, I'm going to take the next one that comes. Because I want to take the continuation, right? I don't want to take the first one where this is like 50-50 for me. I want to take the next one, which is going to be like maybe 80-20 confidence level or 90-10 confidence level. So we'll follow it, but it's not one that I would take. Stop loss is just too tight. You want this to be at least 300 pips because you want some sort of cushion right here, just in case price does pull back a little bit. Oh yeah, and I see that right there too, Charles, the high-low sell that you were looking at. But I wouldn't have taken it because our bias here is bullish. Let me go over here to the retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently wow, it actually changed. So now it's 56% short. This might not even play a big role in our bias for today because it's too short. I mean, and not too short, it's too low. Generally, you want this to be about 60, 65, 70%, if not better. Or if not higher, that'd be better. But right here, it's only 56%. So it's very low. Not strong enough for us to necessarily weigh in on this. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently down 200 points. So with it being down 200 points, price can easily come right back down. So, I mean, the bias is kind of shifty right here. The retail sentiment isn't really strong for a buy anymore. The fundamentals are still here strong for a sell. So what I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for a confirmation of a bias. So right here we have news coming up where it's on news right now. This is the crude oil inventories, I believe. So crude oil inventories, which are right over what I have right here. I'm anticipating this to be positive, which it was right here. It's obviously going to be positive. It's always going to be positive while the war is going on. So while war is going on, this is always going to be positive, the crude oil inventories, because there is sanctions on Russia. So we're not buying oil from Russia. It's always going to be low. So with that said, price technically is supposed to go up, but I don't really expect it to. I expect it to be a bit slow, but there's news price right there. I'll mark it up right here as well. So we got a lot of messiness here. We have news price right here, opening price right here. We got a sessions over here, and we got a lot of liquidity on both sides. What I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for price to break and close above here, pull back for the retest, and confirm the push above. If we get this right here, I'm definitely taking the buy, or whatever buy we get at this point. We need this pattern here to play out though. Or vice versa, if price pulls down below here, I'm gonna need the same thing in the opposite direction. Break and close below, retest, and continue to push below. So either way, if it pushes up, I'm gonna look for some bullish bias confirmation. If it pushes below, I'm gonna look for some bearish bias confirmation. Just like with what Patricia said, she said, I don't like this range. I don't like this right now, too rangy. And me neither, Patricia. That's why I'm waiting for it to actually break and close above or break and close below in order for it to confirm the bias, because this range here is just too tight. And yeah, the trade here that Charles was looking at, the V3, it did hit full TP. So if you guys did take the trade there, I mean, nice work. I would not have taken it because, as I mentioned, it's too risky of a trade, but definitely full TP right there. So great work. I mean, if you caught it, Charles, or if anybody else caught it, you know, amazing. Thanks for trusting the strategy, but there's just too many red flags right there. Why I wouldn't want to take it. But you can see here that even though there was a lot of red flags, the strategy still played out as it was supposed to. So nice work, guys, for whoever caught it. I didn't catch it, so obviously it's not going to count as a trade. But if you guys did, nice work. Yeah, John caught it right there. So John caught it. He said he took that, and Jez caught it as well. So nice work, Jez and John. Charles as well, if you did take it. I'm glad to see that you guys still, you know, made profit off a risky trade there. It seems like a lot of the risky trades are still hitting. Yeah, Rick said not even me fucks around with the open. Yeah, the open is a risky area to trade. And you can see right here, it's now bouncing off the open again. So if you look at this whole area right here, you can see how many times it's basically tested the open, or it faked out. So broke and close above it, came back down, tested it right here, came back down, broke and close above right here, and then now it's coming back down. So it's not a good time, not a good space to trade it. I personally don't like to trade around open. I also don't like to trade around news price. So yeah, it's just a risky movement. I mean, it depends on how you guys want to take on that position. But yeah, if you guys have profits, feel free to send your profits in, and then I will see what we got here. See, Eric said funding net. So Eric sent me this Funding Next company. I don't know if this is, I mean, I'll take a look at it, but it's not one that I would probably look into. I'd probably stick with TFF for now. There's a lot of funding companies out there. One thing that you guys got to keep in mind is that there's a lot of scams out there too. So just because they give you like good, they give you good terms, it doesn't necessarily mean it's a good funding company. So I've never heard of Funding Next. I'll take a look. They might be good. They might be bad. Who knows? But it's not one that I would recommend. So right now, I only recommend one funding company, which is FTMO. Next up is probably MFF if you max your FTMO. And then after that, I still got to test out this TFF to see how it works, if they're good. Anyways, let me just update this real quick. This is forgot that I didn't put a description for this right here. And I will look over everyone's profits right now shortly as well. So just give me 1 second. So Maria over here took the sell earlier. She locked in a total of 167. Nice work, Maria. Barack over here as well. He said smooth day, locked in a total of 1,579. Nice work, Barack. And then Jamie over here as well, locked in a total of 281 across all of her accounts. So she took the sell earlier from the breakout, and then she took the buy earlier that we took, and then she took the one right here as well. So nice work right there, and great work on letting it run. Jamie, you locked in a full profit off that. I can see your green strip. You locked in a huge 232 off that one trade for a total of 281 for the day so far. Looking over here, Tiana as well, locked in a total of 2,536 overall across all of her trades for the day. So amazing work again right there, Tiana. Rashida over here as well. Rashida, all wins, no losses. Great consistency. I like what you're doing right there. All wins right here. She looks like these are around the same profit, and then down here as well. So it looks like you're pretty consistent with your positions and your your risk management. So you're doing pretty good. A total profit of 534 for the day. So great work, Rashida. Other than that, let's see if we got anything else over here. Jay over here, JR truck driver or KT truck driver locked in a total of about 1,000 right there. Looks like you had a small loss there. Maybe might have been accident. Maybe you maybe held on to that or got in a little too early. But it's all good because you made it right back. Locked in a total of 982. So maybe one more trade and you'll get above that 1,000 threshold. So back to the charts over here, guys. I'm not ignoring the charts. I'm still looking at it as I'm looking through the profits over here, but there's nothing going on. Price is just ranging within this area. It's literally ranging between opening price and news price right here. Looks like volatility died down quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, it's only moving like less than 200 pips, which is not very much, especially when the spread is like 110 pips. It's nearly impossible for you to catch any profit off any of these pushes here because there's just no movement. Going back to what we're just looking at over here, let me see. So I think Barack sent in his profits. He did pretty good. And other than that, I think that's it for right now. See, Matty over here sent in his profits as well. He said, focus on one account today, up 20 in 10 days. In 3 days, going to keep my head down. Fuck this. Yeah, no, definitely, Matty. So big congrats to Matty over here, locked in a total of 5,247. Nice work right there, Matty. Charles over here as well, Matty's brother, locked in a total of 213. Nice work, Charles. And then Steven over here, locked in a total of 822. So amazing work right there, Steven. All Steven took today was the breakout. You can see he took 2 trades within the breakout, little scalps, locked in a total of 822. So all Steven does is take the breakout every single day, and that's about it. He's consistent pretty much every time. So I'll get back to your question later, Steven. I know you're not in here, but I will get your question a little later. I mean, I've seen a lot of you guys say that you guys want to be just like Steven and just take a break. I mean, you guys can. It's probably like the safest trade that you can take because it happens once a day. Majority of the time, it does win. It's just a matter of being able to handle the stress because you're going to be stressed out those first 5 minutes until the breakout hits, right? Because I even get stressed out myself. So it's always going to be back and forth there. So other than that, let's see, there's nothing really going on here, guys. The low here got pushed down a little bit, but it hasn't gotten any better. So the problem with this right here is that the range is getting a little wider, but the problem why it still is not a good range is because it's literally in between news price, which is this pink line, and then opening price right here. If price continues dropping, that's even better. We'd rather have it drop. Trying to figure out, okay, so right here, this is, I think price may continue dropping from this point. Let me just rewind to here real quick. Just want to make sure that this was the low. Yeah, it was. Okay, perfect. So the break and retest pattern over here played out. So as you can see, this is where the, or actually it didn't play out. Actually, it didn't close, like it closed above it. So I take that back. No break and retest right there. Price kind of just pulling back into the range. Basically what I was looking for right there, I was looking for price to break and close below the low, come back for a retest and continue to drop, right? That's what I was looking for. However, that's not what we got there. Price actually closed above the line. So fortunately, no break and retest at that point. Let me scroll up real quick. Jason Stevens said back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all want me. Right. Some Jay, what's his name? Something that Steven over here. All of one. Let me see. Professor said, how to step away, was there a trade? Peter said, yeah, professor, we caught 1,200 pips. I wish. The price hasn't even been ranging that much. If you like look here, the candles, price is like not even pushing, it's barely pushing more than 100 pips. So there's not very much volatility. It's pretty much, I mean, it's pretty slow right now overall. Slorm said, I missed the earlier part of the session for an interview. Any official trades I missed? So yes, Slorm, we took a high-low entry earlier. There was also a breakout this morning as well. Not official, but we did take part of the breakout. So earlier this morning, we did have a breakout. I took partial entries or a partial entry off it for 100 pips. And then we did take a high-low scalp earlier as well. Let's see. Barack said, Sean, perhaps the stall to get more on the buy and dump the positions in liquidity. Yeah, I can see that. You know, looking at the charts over here, let me just go to the clean chart. I'll clean this up a little bit so that you guys can see. There's actually a lot of liquidity in the charts right now, like in a lot of areas and a lot of directions here. So let me just mark this up for you guys so that you guys can see here. All right, so let me clean this up. As you can see from this point, this is the clean chart. There's a lot of liquidity on both sides. Price is like literally just ranging right here. It's not really doing much. It's just ranging basically between these 2 points. So a big range right here, but overall, I think it might not happen right now. It might happen later during mid-market. So maybe around 9 to 10, price will start to shift to the upside, and then it'll hit liquidity here. And then it'll, what the heck? My trading view didn't update on this chart. Let me refresh this real quick. Okay, so it might not push up right here, but around mid-market, price will probably push to the upside right here. Hit liquidity, push up even higher, hit more liquidity up here, and then keep pushing up even higher to trigger basically all the liquidity. It might not happen right now, but it'll probably happen by mid-market. So just something to keep in mind. There was a high-low entry right here that, or actually, it was close, but not exactly on the point. Charles, I know he's really close to it though, right at that low, but unfortunately it didn't close below. And this is why you guys got to be disciplined and wait for the actual pattern to or strategy to play out. So if you would have jumped into this too early, you might have gotten burnt some drawdown. But if you waited for it to close below, you would have skipped this entry entirely. So yeah, unfortunately, no entry off that so far, and this pretty much just continues to push lower. So let's see where this goes here. This technically maybe another high low right here. Let me check the retail sentiment real quick. Retail sentiment is 57% short, so we're still, I mean, it's still pushing down. So if it pushes down like that, I think overall by later today, price will swing all the way back up. Fundamentals are still bearish, down 238 points. Retail sentiment is still short, so they're conflicting. The only thing we can really look for here is if we can get a bias on the technicals to align with one of the other confluences. So a little lower. Yeah, I mean, other than that, price is pretty much just going sideways right here. Not much going on at this point. It's just big range. And this time flew by. 37.46. It's almost 8. So just a reminder, guys, we're having the group mentoring session later today at 2 p.m. Pacific. So once I get off at 8, we have 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, so in about 6 hours, we will have the group mentoring session. I'll be moving to, or I'll be taking my stuff to the new office space. The new office space, we actually have a lot of office space. So I'm going to go into another room. So if you guys remember the last time we were in basically like an open office area with well, I was in the conference room, but I'm going to be moving to like one of the more private rooms as well. So you guys will see a different background later during the group mentoring session. Just going to try to check out all the office space and see which areas I like the best. To hold these sessions because I'm going to be recording the new strategies as well. So we will get to that. Anyways, nothing really much here in the chart. I mean, I'm looking for any possible entries here. Yeah, same with Charles. He's looking for entries here. He said possible V3, but it didn't close at this point. Solo said, so that is 6 hours from 8 a.m. your time. Yeah, that is correct, Solo. So 2 p.m. Pacific. We're in daylight savings time, so it's Pacific daylight savings time. 2 p.m. Pacific, basically. I don't know how it's looked at from like different time zones, but we are in daylight savings. So right now it's currently 7:47 a.m. It's going to be 8 when we get off the live. I'll be back at 2. So basically 6 hours from now, I will be on the live. I know you're like in New Zealand, Solo, so it's your time difference is like it's way off, but I think it's like morning for you over there. All right, so we have price right here breaking closing passes. This is technically a high low right here. It's a high low, but not one that I would take because as I mentioned earlier, guys, I'm not looking until I have a confirmation. What I'm looking for here is for price to break and close below, retest, and continue drop below. This technically would be a high low, but it's not one that I would recommend taking because we don't have a bias yet. So yeah, I wouldn't take the trade yet until we have some sort of bias. Yeah, it's a sell, but I wouldn't take a J. I would hold off on this here because this might be a buy right here as well. This is where you start to get a lot of opposite entries here. This could be a V2 and a V3 buy, actually. So this could technically be a V2 and a V3 buy. This point right here. But I'm not looking to take either of them. I was just marking stuff up. The thing is the stop loss is too close. The problem with trading right now is that volatility is super low. You know, as I mentioned before, if you're taking a V3, you want to have at least a 300 pip cushion over here for the stop loss. This right here is less than, I mean, it's like 110 pips. This wouldn't even cover the spread. So I wouldn't even take the straight spread right now on FTMO is currently 110. So if you were to take this trade on FTMO and you set your stop loss to 100 pips or whatever, you would have been automatically stopped out if it went into the negative. So yeah, no, I know it's you, Jason, because your color still stays green on Zoom, so it's all good. Thanks for confirming. But yeah, I know it's you. I saw your message this morning, so we'll go from JJ to Jason to Jay to whatever, and we'll keep up with it. But so yeah, this right here was actually 3 different entries, just like Madhu said. He said this was technically a V1, a V2, and a V3. It's like 3 entries in one. The only problem with entering that trade there is the fact that stop loss is just too close. So there was actually a V1. There's also a V2. And there was also a V3. I mean, there's a lot of entries that were available right there. This is what it would look like. If you were to take it, this is what the trade would look like. You know, maybe I'll enter late. Maybe I'll put like a buy stop right here and I'll catch it if it swings back up. But I do think it's, you know, it's pretty risky of a trade to take. So I'll see. Actually, no, there's no V2. Sorry, my bad. It was only a V. When I was looking at it earlier, I didn't see the wick below it. But yeah, there's no V2 there. Actually, it's only a V1. It's a double wick rejection right there. So you're right, Madhu. It's only a V2 and a V3. So I'm going to keep watching right here. I might put a buy stop. I'm going to see how it plays. Because it doesn't look like it's going to swing up just yet. I'm going to let it keep bouncing around this area. If I do set a buy stop, you know, I'll try to let you guys know. But I want to see how it moves right here. Yeah, I'll let you know, Maddie. The only problem is that it's getting close to 8 too. So a lot of red flags here. It's getting close to 8. We don't really have a bias swing over here. Like there's no shift in bias. So I'll keep watching. I'm not in it yet. But for the most part, I'm probably not going to take it because this is confirming the bearish bias actually. So I'm gonna hold off on it, Maddie. This right here is confirming the bearish bias because you can see right here, this candle right here broke below it. So we had the break and close below. We had the retest right here. And then we have the confirmation. The only problem with taking any sells right here though, is that it's right at news price, this pink line. So, there's just a lot of red flags here. I mean, it's right at the news price below. So if you were to take a sell, it's risky. If you were to take a buy, it's also risky because there's no confirmation of a bullish bias. So you're kind of taking a trade against bias. I mean, looking over here at retail sentiment, it's not strong either. It's 57% short. Damn, look at that thing. It might come back up, huh? Damn, that would have been a nice trade too. It's right gonna hit TP though. It's too late. Yeah, no, it's too late. I'm not gonna chase it, but yeah, if I left my buy stop there, it would have triggered it. Would have got close to TP. Yeah, man, he said, "Damn, it's fast as fuck." Yeah, super fast. Yeah, there was news, Rick. There was new home sales, it was positive, and there was oil inventories, which there was new home sales, which is negative, and then oil inventories, which were negative, or positive, sorry. Rami's asking, do you set the buy stop using the DOM or just manually because the DOM doesn't go up that high? So for me personally, I use the, I just set it manually because I just put the entry price, and then I also put the, what's that thing called? I put entry price, and then I just put 100 pips above and 300 pips below. So like, I mean, plus 10, plus minus 3. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here that I'm missing. I think there's anything else over here. So it's currently 7:54 right now. I'm going to see if there's anything else that I need to cover. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, looks like we might be calling this session over soon. So just a reminder, we have the mentoring session later today. So if you guys have any specific questions, feel free to bring your questions to the mentoring session. I can answer whatever questions you guys have, help you guys with whatever issues you guys have with trading. Yeah, I mean, other than that, I think that's about it for today. See if there's anything else here that I need to cover. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, message me on Telegram. But I think that your best way to get help within K2 is really going to be through joining the mentoring sessions, because you'll be able to see what questions are asked. A lot of people have the same questions you guys have. So if you guys join the mentoring session, I'm sure it'll be very beneficial for all of you. Other than that, let's see. Peter said in 51 minutes, Fed daily speech. Yeah, so the Fed's going to be speaking shortly today, it looks like. Something to keep in mind. If you guys do decide to trade after this live session, I don't really recommend you guys do, but I mean, if you guys do, always be aware that there is news coming up, I think later today. Let me check. Yeah, Fed member Bullard actually is going to be speaking today. So Bullard's going to speak at noon today, my time, which is in about 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, in about 4 hours. So in about 4 hours, the Fed's going to speak, and they're speaking again later today in the afternoon. Other than that, let me see if there's anything else here. Let's see, Rami said, I see, and you calculate the spread, of course. I'll just keep the questions to the mentoring session, note stuff down. Yeah, no, definitely, Rami. I mean, for the most part, yeah, I do kind of calculate spread into it. Sometimes I just leave it as is because if I have a 300 pip stop loss, it should be okay. I don't really calculate spread too much for US30 because it moves so fast. It usually pushes past your TP. So, I mean, depending on how far your TP is, maybe you want to calculate your spread, but for the most part, I just have the entry point and then I have it set to, X amount of pips for my TP and or stop loss. So it's not really that difficult, especially for US30. I like US30 a lot more than forex because the spread does have like like a really bad impact on like forex trades. But for US30, it's not so bad because the spread's always varying. Let's see. Aaron said, Sean, are you going to have official trade videos on the new stats in the course? Oh yeah, strats. Yeah, I mean, eventually I will. Aaron, I haven't created them yet. I'm still moving. So once I'm done like moving and everything and get everything all settled, then I will sit down to make the new strategy videos. But I haven't made them yet. I mean, if there's anything that you want me to cover specifically, Aaron, just give me a list and then I'll cover it during the mentoring session in the beginning. So if you want to go watch that, you can just, check that out if you have any specific, because I don't know if you can make it later, but yeah, I will try to make those official videos at some point in the future. So it's 7:58 now, right now, guys. It's about to be 8. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we will be back live for the mentoring session in about 6 hours or so. So until then, guys, if you guys have questions, feel free to reach out, but I'll see you guys later during the mentoring session. I'm just going to wrap it up right now because I don't want to tempt myself into entering any trades. I'm looking at the charts right now. I'm like, should I enter something? But I know I shouldn't. I should just hold off and wait. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys do decide to trade, keep in mind that the Fed is speaking in a couple hours. So you guys want to be very careful about that. However, long-term wise, I think price is going to swing to the upside. Going over to the clean chart. Let me just move this lower right here. Moving over here to the clean chart, as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity on the top side. There's some liquidity below here, but I mean, it's not very much. Price is kind of just ranging and bouncing around this area, but the real liquidity is sitting above here. It might not happen right now, but you might see some consolidation range. But eventually I do see price, pushing to the upside right here, hitting liquidity, and then, obviously pushing up even higher. So something to keep in mind. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning, and I will see you guys a little later today for the group mentoring session. So see you guys in a couple hours, and if you guys have questions, reach out.